Thanks for joining me today. I'm Ray from Live Yourself Young, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know my mission is to help other women in their 50s to start weight training. I've been promising you a basic beginner's full body bodyweight workout to get you started if you don't know where to begin. And all you need for this workout is a wall, a chair, a towel, and of course a drink of water. Just before we start, if you haven't seen my previous video, please go and watch it. In there I talk a little bit about what to expect, who the workout's useful for, and what you need to do before you start. Okay, let's get on with the workouts. We were going straight into the workout, but first I had to give Leo a little love. I just want to take this time to talk about squats. The bodyweight squat is essential if you want to be healthy, functional and strong. And it is said that people who squat are more likely to stay mobile later into life. So I had to include a squat in this workout. But squat form can be challenging to get right. And I will link some videos I find useful in the description box for you to take a look at. As you can see here, my feet are not flat on the ground in this deep squat as my ankle mobility is limited. It's a reminder to make time to work on my ankles. If you want to join me, then comment below and I will do a video of the ankle mobility exercises I am doing and we can do it together. And we begin with a warm-up. The first exercise is a step jack. Stand with your arms at your sides, step your right foot to the side, lifting both arms overhead. Return to the starting position and repeat with your left leg. Let's do 10 on each side. This is a modified version of the jumping jack, which you may know. Onto wide arm circles. Move both arms forwards and then backwards, repeating for 10 in each direction. I like to work with my greatest range of motion when I'm doing these arm circles. And we want to warm up the wrists with some wrist circles. After doing a few in one direction, change direction and roll them the other way. It's often overlooked, but I do like to warm up my wrists. Now I'm moving into forward leg swings. I find it best to hold onto something for support. Stand tall, engage your core. Flex your foot and swing your leg back and forward. Try not to use momentum. I think about letting the hip relax and I do feel myself loosening up. Do 12 reps, switch sides and do 12 more. Okay, now after doing forward leg swings, we're going to do some lateral leg swings. This time, swing one leg in front of the other. I keep my core engaged and my back upright. Try to keep your hips in line, and if you find your hips are rotating, then don't swing as high. And switch sides and do 12 more. Now we're ready for our workout. We're starting with a set of squats to a chair. Take a shoulder width stance. I find it more comfortable to turn my feet out slightly to open up the hips. Chest up, core engaged, and I hold my arms out in front. Sit back, touch the chair, and come straight back up. To come back up, push through your heels, squeeze the glutes, and push through your legs to come back to standing. Inhale as you squat down and exhale as you drive back up. We want the knees to follow the direction of the toes. Don't let the knees fall in, keep them pushed out. We are aiming for 12 reps. Try not to rest on the chair. The goal is to come down to 90 degrees in a squat, so we are moving on to an assisted squat to help us keep the proper alignment as we come lower. I'm using the cable machine, but you can hold onto your chair. Keep a tight core, keep your chest up, and try to come down to parallel. Again, knees follow the direction of the toes. Push through your heels and squeeze your glutes to come back to standing. We are aiming for 12 reps. We naturally lean a bit forward as we drop down into the squat, but it is a common mistake to come too far forward. Ideally, the line of your torso should match the line of your shins. And now we are doing a Romanian deadlift to target the hamstrings and glutes. Maintain a slight bend with your knees as you hinge your hips back and lower your hands to your shins. Focus on driving your hips back as far as you can. I imagine I am pushing my butt back towards the wall. Squeeze your glutes and use them to bring yourself back up. Try to keep your spine neutral, so don't look up, but keep your head looking down. We are aiming for 12 reps. There are different types of deadlifts, and in my beginner's glute strengthening workout, we do the stiff leg deadlift to strengthen our hamstrings and glutes as well as the lower back. And that's 12. Moving on to standing calf raises. Use a wall or your chair for balance. You're going to stand nice and tall, engage your core and push all the way up. Push evenly through the entire width of your foot, not just your big toe or the outside edge of your feet. Push up fast, hold and then slowly down. Let's aim for 12 reps. I really focus on squeezing my calves at the top. And rather than just lifting the heel, I think about pushing the heel forwards towards the toes. Breathe out on the way up and breathe in on the way down. Now for some glute bridges. So let's get down onto our back. Place the feet shoulder width apart and have your knees bent at 90 degrees. Press your lower back flat to the floor and you will feel your core and abs engage. Then lift your hips straight up and squeeze your glutes whilst keeping your core strong. Come back down and engage your core again before you drive the hips back up by squeezing the glutes. You will notice my hips don't get super high, and that's okay because I'm keeping stiffness in my core. So don't feel you have to push your hips up too high and lose form. We are aiming for 12 reps, but just do as many as you can without losing form. Next is an exercise I love. It's really good, especially if you sit a lot. It's a back extension exercise called Superman, but I like to call it Superwoman. Lower yourself down onto the floor, rest your belly on the ground and reach the arms overhead with your thumbs up, and lift the legs and arms off the ground using all the muscles of the backside of your body. Try and hold for 1 to 2 seconds before going back down. I am squeezing my glutes and keeping my core engaged. I am doing 12 reps, but I want you to just do what you can and rest anytime you need to. Onto a shoulder exercise. Giving Leo some more love on the way. We're going to do some lateral side raises. So standing with our back straight, core engaged, slowly lift your arms out to the side until your arms are parallel with the floor. Pause at the top and slowly lower your arms back down, pausing right before your arm comes all the way down, and then take your arms slowly back up. Instead of thinking you are lifting your arms, think about pushing your arms away, and you should feel your shoulders working. Oh, Leo's done, and he's stretching before he leaves. We are doing 12 reps. And we're done. And next is the lat pull down using a towel. So grab your towel and let's get back to the chair for this one. I'm sitting up straight, engaging my core. Now reach your hands up overhead, holding the towel with a wide grip. We are not just using our arms to pull the towel down. Let's focus on engaging our lats and retracting our shoulder blades back and down. I think about my arms coming down in a circle motion, my elbows coming closer together at the bottom, whilst keeping tension on the towel. And I think about lifting my chest up towards the towel. We are aiming for 12 reps. The lat muscle is the widest muscle in your back, and the upper part of your lats tie into the tricep. So by training the lats, it helps us to get a shapely arm. And one question I'm often asked is how to tone flabby arms. Now a tricep exercise, tricep kickbacks. I want you to feel the tricep muscles working, so really focus on your mind-muscle connection. Bring your elbows up so your arms are parallel to the ground. Breathe out when you do the kickback. Think about squeezing the muscle as you bring your arm up and fully extend back. Pause slightly in the extended position. And we are aiming for 12 reps. Now a chest exercise. So we are going to do an incline push-up using a wall. Place your hands flat against the surface directly under your shoulders. Have your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and turn your hands out slightly and extend your legs out behind you. The closer you have your legs to the wall, the easier it will be. Let's just pause a minute to talk about the right form for a push-up. We are doing a standard push-up today, so our hand position is shoulder width apart or slightly wider, and this targets the chest muscles. Think of your body as a straight line from the top of your head right down through your heels, and think of it as a moving plank. The push-up is a great exercise, as if you do it properly, you engage your whole body. I brace my core, I squeeze my glutes and even my quads. I also push back through my heels. Okay, let's start. To perform a push-up, lower yourself to meet the wall and push back up. Remember to breathe. We are aiming for 12 reps, but if you feel your back start to sag, then stop. You will often see people doing push-ups on their knees when they can't perform the full push-up, but we are doing incline push-ups instead, as this way you still maintain that straight line and get used to moving your entire body. If you need to, you can pause the video at any time and have a drink of water. Now for a full body exercise, the forearm plank. Come down onto the ground, onto your forearms. Shoulders over your elbows. From here, we come onto our knees, tuck the toes under, posterior tilt the pelvis and engage your core. And when you're ready, lift your knees up off the mat. Push your hands away from the floor and push your elbows into the ground so you don't sink down. Squeeze your glutes and quads as hard as you can to create tension. I think about bringing my feet and elbows together to keep my core braced and to stop the hips sinking down. I am holding for just over 30 seconds, but I want you to just hold for as long as you can without losing the correct form. And of course, you might not hold as long as I am, and that's why we're doing this, so don't forget that. Consistency is key to improving with these basic exercises, so keep practicing and you will get there. And lastly, the bear hold. I like the bear hold because it's easy to learn and it's great for developing our shoulder stability and our core strength. From here, we're going to move into a quadruped position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Push the ground away so your shoulder blades come to the side of your rib cage. This will help you to engage your core. Lift the knees a couple of inches off the ground. This looks easy, but if this is new to you, you may find it hard to hold for just 10 seconds without losing your form. If you feel yourself sink down and you can't hold it, then rest. The more you practice this exercise, the longer you'll be able to hold it for. And then you will be able to do some more challenging bear positions and other animal or primal moves, which are so beneficial for everyone. And that's our basic exercises. Now, if you're feeling good and you want to, you can press pause and take it back to the start of the workout and do round 2. Okay, let's stretch and cool down. These are some of my favourite stretches. Let's come down onto our belly to start with the Cobra pose. Press the tops of your feet into the floor, hands beneath the shoulders, and come up slowly as far as feels comfortable. I am holding these stretches for only about 20 to 30 seconds, but if they feel good, then hold them for longer. And only go as far as you can with each one. From here, we can move into a downward dog. Spread your fingers wide on the mat and press your hands into the mat and lift your hips up and back. I like to pedal my feet when I do the downward dog. Now into the child's pose. Walk your arms forward, lower down, and rest your forehead on the floor. Okay, let's get onto our back to stretch the hips. Lay your left leg long and pull your right knee into your right rib cage. Hug it in and breathe into the outer right hip. Release the right foot down and stretch your right leg long and pull your left knee in, squeezing it towards your ribs. For a hip external rotation stretch, bend the knees, cross one ankle over the opposite knee. And to increase the stretch, I'm gently pushing my knee away from me. I'm putting the pressure on and pressure off as feels right for my body. Let's switch to the other side. Now for a shoulder extension stretch. This exercise is called the lounge chair. I'm in a seated position with my hands behind me. I'm pressing my hands down into the ground, pulling my shoulder blades back and shifting my hips forward and keeping them down on the ground. You will feel a stretch in the shoulders and the chest. And finally, a wrist stretch. And what can I tell you? I just felt like changing direction. Turn your hands round so your fingers are facing you, or as far round as you can. Lean forward and then come back and sit into the stretch as much as feels comfortable for you. You can do this on a higher surface if it's too much in this position. And remember to breathe. on? Did you repeat it twice? What I suggest you do is repeat this workout twice a week, have a few days rest in between, and go and get yourself a resistance band so you can join me in the progressive workout that I'm going to be posting next, which is using the same exercises but adding a resistance band. So this is the resistance band that I use in the workout. I will link it in the description box below if you want to get the same one. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, do subscribe, hit the bell, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.